We have object previews courtesy of Somatically, of course. The two brand new kits, Poolside Splash and Modern Luxe, are arriving tomorrow, Thursday, September 7th. We got a little preview yesterday of what we'd see with the kits in early screens and renders, but now we actually have official build buy and CAS previews. Poolside Splash has 29 different assets. Of course, we don't know the different variants and swatches. We've seen a few of these things in the previews, but gotta say I'm a little disappointed with the floaties. It does not look like they come apart, at least from these previews, but I'm hoping that they have different swatches that either take the arm floaties off or the waist inner tube off, but I'm just going to go ahead and assume that that is not going to happen. Not gonna lie, it's cute stuff. Do I think it's worth paying $5 for? Nah, sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You guys are better off giving your money to CC creators on Patreon. You're gonna get more for less. And also, the more often you give EA money for kits, the more kits they're going to pump out and the more they're going to prioritize them over other content and actual gameplay for the game. So that choice is yours, but I just don't really think this is worth the $5 US. Also, considering a lot of this stuff, I feel like we have in some sort of way or another, excluding a few things, like those slides. I gotta say, I really do fuck with those slides. Definitely worried about the floaties, seeing that they're in CAS. I'm worried it's a full body set. As you can see, for the men it comes with swim trunks, and for the females it comes with a two-piece, and for the young boys, swim trunks, and for the young girls, a one-piece. So I don't think it's something you can overlap on top of whatever swimwear you want, and it's obviously not something you can just put on when you're playing the game, but in CAS, probably tied to a very specific swimsuit. That's what I'm assuming, though I hope I'm wrong, but also not feeling like I'm going to be wrong. Not a fan of that, but at this point, are we really surprised? All right, on to the Modern Luxe kit, coming in at 28 objects. These are for build buy mode. Cute stuff. I really liked the style here, but I'm gonna say it again. I feel like we kinda already have some of these things in a way, at least in terms of like style and aesthetic and general vibe. Feels a little like vintage glamour ripoff, just more modern. I haven't played Sims 4 in a hot minute, but that chair just looks really familiar. I don't know how many of that chair on the bottom left that we have, but it just looks very familiar. And I want to talk about the vanity there for a second. Definitely giving vintage glamour. Somatically also tweets the vanity table references from the vintage glamour stuff pack have been moved to the base game files. I'm assuming that was done with today's patch, meaning that the new vanity table from the Modern Luxe kit will be functional. So they continue to recycle. I'm not surprised. You know, we see the record player here with the objects list. I have a feeling that's gonna function like a normal stereo. I expected them to recycle animations and functionality from the stereo. And Get Famous also had that little record player with the spinning record, so I'm assuming those animations will be reused. I don't think we're gonna get anything new with that, but now for Vintage Glamour, the functionality will be carried over yet once again. Disappointed in the recycling, but I also do want to bring up Interiors Diva says it best. On one hand, I'm glad they made the kit vanity functional. On the other hand, I'm annoyed because it means they took away a feature from a previous pack, which is not cool. Couldn't they have set it up in such a way to make it decorative unless you already own Vintage Glamour? Definitely a very good point, and it's also not the first time that they've done this. If that was really the only reason why you bought Vintage Glamour was really for that, then I guess it's totally valid to feel a little disappointed considering you could get the same functionality with this kit for half the price. But I guess it has pros and cons depending on how you look at it, because also if if it did just function as pretty much nothing, I think that would have been pretty bad also. So, I mean, at least it has some functionality. Lathyrus makes a point, console players can now choose between two options of functional vanities instead of needing to purchase vintage for it. More options is always good, so I guess in a way it is a good thing. It all depends on how you look at it and your perspective, but doesn't take away the fact that EA is continuing to recycle, and I don't think they will ever stop. The bare minimum in cutting corners seems to be name of the game for them. Share your thoughts below on these previews shared by Sematically on Twitter, and are you interested in any of these kits? Do you have any plans on purchasing, or are you not feeling it and you're just gonna skip out? Let me know below. Take care, thanks for watching, so long, and happy life simming.